Well, there's one more story I wanted to talk about. This is a recent soundbite by a Reform UK MP, Sarah Pochin. Now, you'll remember her, Roshan. She's the MP who called for a burqa ban in Britain in Parliament. She was laughed out of Westminster, but obviously she's still going on about Islam. She's built a little obsession, I think, following in the footsteps of GB News. Yeah, exactly. So she went on Talk TV and has basically said that Muslims have a backwards view of women and they don't value them at all, and that Islam doesn't value women.
Stop being in denial about the effect of this culture coming into this country, and it is the culture of Islam, who have absolutely no regard for the value of women. So these men coming in on these boats, 800 to 1,000 a week, 26,000 this year alone, have a totally different view, a medieval view. And I've said that.
And what do the lefties, what do the women's libs lot, you know, whatever, and he said the wrong thing. What do they say when you say that? You're a racist,
do you know
are
what?
you?
They don't, well, they call me a racist, but they're far more interested in standing outside Parliament this weekend and demonstrating about in support of Palestine Action Group or whatever. I'm not being funny, but no matter that there's a war, clearly there's a war going on in the Middle East. Why aren't these people demonstrating about the betrayal of our women and girls' safety in this country? They are more interested in standing over there in Parliament, waving their Palestinian flags about something that's going on thousands and thousands of miles away. I'm not saying that's not important. Of course it is. It's a global issue. But the fact is we have so many problems at home.
So that was basically it. Yeah, Islam is medieval and doesn't value women. Nice one. This is someone who obviously, she's obviously never met a Muslim. She doesn't know anything about Islam. Thick as two short planks. Thick as two short planks. Ignorant, naive, just doesn't know what she's talking about. Yeah. But she's constantly parroting these talking points now, these far-right talking points.
She undermines women by her thickness and her dumbness.
Yeah,
Plenty of intelligent women out there. She ain't one of them. And I don't know, man. We're just giving these ignorant people a massive platform. They go viral. That is 21st century Britain. Just a dumb place, basically.
She said
for dumb people.
She said in another interview, again attacking the burqa, she was like, "These women don't talk. You're not able to talk to them." I would love to
get her on a debate with a Muslim woman. Absolutely. They'd wipe the floor with her.
Yeah,
absolutely wipe the floor with that numbskull.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. Like Sarah Pochin, I think others like Rupert Lowe, they will claim one day that there's censorship on Islam. You're not allowed to talk about Islam in a bad way. And if you try to do that, you're silenced, as if that's a thing. It's not, because everyone these days is attacking Islam unchallenged, and they're even platformed. They have their own channels obsessively attacking Islam and unchallenged. So total freedom of speech to attack Islam. But what they're not doing is actually bothering to actually communicate with Muslims. So this idea that's popular...
Because they're not interested.
Right, they're not interested, no. This idea that Muslims do not allow criticism of Islam, or that criticism of Islam is not allowed within Islam itself, is totally untrue. It's total fake news by right-wing grifters who don't want you to actually go and learn about Islam. They just want you to buy their crappy merchandise and their books defaming, attacking Islam. In reality, if you go up to a Muslim with your ideas against Islam and say, I think Islam is this, this, and this, it's oppressive, it's backwards, it's barbaric, prove me wrong.
We'll have a conversation.
Many Muslims will love to have that conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, we know them. We know the people like Hamza Tzortzis who actually want to have dialogue. Dili Hussein invited a bunch of far-right lunatics onto his podcast to great criticism by some. But he had those conversations. And do you know what? He actually was able to beat them back, as we are, because we are confident in our belief system. So this idea that Islam is scared or intolerant of rival opinions or criticism is factually untrue. But as you say, these grifters are...
What I don't get is, what does she mean about valuing women anyway? I mean, you know, does the West value women? I mean, you've got an opinion on this, I know, but I mean, what is, does the West... I mean, every socioeconomic indicator would prove that women are paid less than men in this country. Yeah. You know, and first of all, we get them into the workforce, they can't take care of their kids. pornography. Women are a sexual commodity in this country. They're sexualized completely from birth to death. They're sexualized.
They're good naked and pictured. They're good as OnlyFans models, but yeah, they don't want to pay them.
So how do we respect? How exactly do we respect women in this country? I don't understand.
They don't.
We systematically disrespect women in this country.
Absolutely.
On a daily basis by sexually commodifying them.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, taking them and also alienating them from their true nature, which is one of motherhood and nurturing children.
Yeah.
We're denying them what is natural to them. And I can say the same for men as well. I think men are becoming like women in this country. Women are becoming like men. It's unnatural, okay? And it leads to problems in society, and we're seeing them every single day.
And just look at the crimes that exist, the prominent crimes like women face sexual harassment every single day when they're going on public transport or out in the streets or even in the workplace. You don't find that in many Muslim countries.
Beaten up by their men. Like,
domestic violence.
Ask white women if they're respected by white men. That's why a lot of white women, they're looking to marry foreigners, because foreigners, whether they're Muslim or not, they treat them better. They treat them better. Like, white men are punching them up. They're putting domestic violence through the roof in this country.
Absolutely. Now, so there's one thing, and just to be clear, Islam does not devalue women at all. In fact, all of the teachings surrounding women, like getting them to cover up, dress modestly, be housewives, and to rear children. These are because that's what women are amazing at. It's their unique gift that Allah has given them, and Allah is protecting them, and Muslims are protecting them through their teaching. So actually the Islamic view, although you may not agree with it, you might agree with the secular, sexualized, liberal interpretation of what women's rights are. The teachings of Islam does value the women in a different way, in its own way, in its own interpretation. But what I want to say is that part of the reason she was attacking Islam here in this discussion was about this idea of Muslim immigration. Muslim immigrants coming here is a terrible thing. That's the bread and butter issue for Reform UK. However, what I reported on just the other day was a fantastic story on 5 Pillars where actually a Muslim immigrant, believe it or not, who had settled in Ireland just 2 years earlier, was responsible for saving the life of an Irish woman who almost drowned in the River Lee near Cork. So this is Mohammed. He is a 44-year-old of Moroccan descent who has lived in Cork, emigrated there just 2 years earlier. Now, he's a typical Muslim immigrant who Reform UK would teach you should be scared of. He's from one of these African countries where apparently they're all backwards savages and they all hate women. In reality, he's a fit and fighting, decent human being who risked his own life, could have drowned himself to save the life of an Irish woman who fell into the river, and he's been hailed as a hero. But again, didn't see Talk TV reporting on it, didn't see it on GB News, the channels that are obsessed with Muslims. They talk about any story related to the Muslim community, as long as it's negative, but these good feel-good stories, they totally ignore them. So a Muslim immigrant here saving a life. If he had been deported or wasn't allowed into Britain, the woman in the river could have died. This Irish woman. So actually, Sarah Pochin, educate yourself, you idiot, because if you had gotten your way with it, this Muslim man who you think is some kind of threat to Western women, he's actually a bloody hero, and he saved a Western woman from drowning in a river. So there you go. I think, honestly, if you want to have a conversation, Sarah, we'll actually welcome you on the show, on my show. Roshan won't be here.
She'd have to wear a burqa.
You won't have to deal with him.
She'd have to wear a burqa, though.
Yeah,
we'll have one specially prepared for you, Sarah.
Yeah, we'll have one. Well,
otherwise, I'm not going to talk to you without burqa.
I think any woman who actually learns about Islam, the beauty of Islam, and experiences it would embrace the burqa, to be honest with you. So there's a chance. But if Sarah Pochin wants to rid herself of ignorance and actually bother to educate herself,
it would improve.
It may happen.
It would improve her appearance as well, I think. And the niqab.
Well, I can say that you are ugly on the inside, definitely, because you're an ignorant Islamophobe. But you can be a beautiful butterfly. If you just give it a chance. So you're a caterpillar, you could be a butterfly, but get rid of this bigoted, nasty worldview that you've been suckered into. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking about Islam and just educate yourself. That's my message to all the Islamophobes out there.